Welcome to the rooftop at Flinders Street, a place where not many Victorians have been. And indeed, this spot affords us an opportunity to really get a sense of the dimension of Flinders Street Station and the precinct the station occupies. This station itself has been in place since the 1850s, since the railways were first put in place, but the Flinders Street Station building as we currently know it was designed in 1899 and the building was essentially completed in 1910. So in terms of completion, the building is a little over 100 years old. In that time, the buildings had a variety of occupancies. It was the Railway Institute, which serviced railway employees. It included the gymnasium, libraries, ballroom, reception rooms, meeting rooms. The buildings had a lot of different uses over the years. The building itself is obviously a heritage building, and the building's obviously an icon in Victoria and of course an icon in Melbourne. Unfortunately, over the years, much of the building has been allowed to run down. That neglect has reached a critical stage. As a heritage building, the reconfiguration and the renovation and restoration of the heritage component of the building will be a very large and expensive task. What we announced before the election was that we would set aside $1 million to conduct an architectural competition, an international architectural competition, to look at the precinct, look at the building with the view to restoring and renovating the building and releasing any opportunities for further development in the precinct as a part of that development. And what we're doing today is announcing the next step along the way to completion of this competition. And today we announced that the chairman of the competition committee will be Geoffrey London, the government architect, and Geoffrey London will do an exceptional job chairing the committee which will oversee this competition. The proposition we're announcing today is that the competition will seek formal entries mid-next year, and those entries will then lead to a shortlist. Those shortlisted contenders will receive some financial assistance with a view to selecting a final winner in 2013. The important part of this competition is what we want to generate as many ideas as possible for the use of the precinct, for the improvement of this area, and for the upgrading and restoration of this heritage building. Flinders Street Station is an icon in Victoria and Melbourne. It needs restoration, and we want to see this competition open up and release opportunities to assist in doing and undertaking that restoration and renovation. I've long personally had an interest in this building myself, going back to the days when I was involved with the Trust and the Exhibition Centre, and we looked closely at the north side of the riverbank. I know many others have looked at this before. We want to see the station upgraded, renovated, restored, and commercial opportunities released in the process for the benefit of all Victorians.
Melbourne and Victoria have got a great history of heritage buildings and magnificent buildings that add to our quality of life. We've also got a great history of architectural competitions that have added to those buildings, whether it be the Federation Square project, whether it be the Melbourne Museum. And we believe that an architectural competition of international standard with a prize pool of $1 million will attract the best architects, Victorian, Australian and international, to put their minds and their skills to protecting and preserving the heritage of this great building, but also adding to this great building for the future of Melbourne and Victoria.